think about it, when was the last time I did a review on a video game? This may be the first, as I was hoping the first would be my review on the Spider-Man trilogy games, which would be PS4 Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and then Spider-Man 2. But yeah, I'm a little behind on making this video. I did want to make it as soon as I had finished the game, but I was tired because, no joke, I ended up playing this damn game for a whole freaking night. And what game am I talking about? The Quarry, which apparently is supposed to be like a spiritual sequel to Until Dawn. A game I have not played before, but will soon. But yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to another review on the channel. So yeah, I'm reviewing The Quarry. I had played this game like a couple of weeks ago, probably like sometime in March, because right now it's April, or unless it was, I don't know, I forgot when exactly. I know it was like in between March and April. Point is, it was like a couple of weeks ago. And I had heard about this game back in 2022, didn't catch my interest until like probably like maybe a year later or something, I don't know. But I did thought of wanting to play it, but I've only had seen like clips online, didn't know what the game was really about, but only that it contains werewolves. That was the only thing I knew about this game. And yeah, now I'm wishing I had taken notes for like anything to talk about, but I'm gonna try my best to just talk about my experience with it, but also how it went for me, because I know that this is a decision-making game where you have to make a decision where everyone lives or everyone dies. Could go either way depending on the choices you make, because actions have consequences, I guess, or the choice you make have consequences, or I don't know, something related to actions having consequences. But just to get this out of the way, after I had finished playing the game for probably 8 hours straight, I believe, I don't know, I think I started playing it around like probably 10, 11, maybe midnight, and then finished it at like 6 in the morning. I don't know how long it's gonna take you to finish beating The Quarry. I should have kept track of how long I was playing. I just know that I ended up playing it throughout the entire night. I was just gonna play a couple of chapters, but then I just could not put down the controller because shit was getting interesting. Actually, before I started playing, I was checking the settings. I was like, okay, what do I do? What are the settings here? Oh, movie mode? What is this? Okay, this is a long-ass cutscene. When am I gonna get to play the game? Until I realize, oh, wait a second. Is this like a... Oh, snap. I clicked on the wrong setting for this. Okay, now this button will let me play the game. But yeah, like I said, I had a good time playing this game. And as I was just playing the game, it felt like I was watching a horror movie, because this has one of those classic tropes you've seen in like other slasher movies. The vibes I got was mainly Friday the 13th. Specifically because we're at a cabin in the woods, you know, that we're just camping, and that most of those movies are taking place around where folks are going camping. These are counselors, like, still, like, you get what I mean if you played the game yourself. Also, I might include spoilers in here, then again, not sure if that would count. I don't know. You could watch a tutorial video on how to make all the right decisions to where everyone lives. Unless there's another tutorial video where that has the opposite, where you click on these certain amount of choices that has everyone dying. Then again, you could play the game as much as you want just to get different outcomes. Sadly, I didn't get the outcome about how one of the characters, who I unfortunately forgot their name, this character here was responsible for having the counselors kind of be stranded at the campsite, because he wanted to get his girlfriend back. Even, actually, I shouldn't say girlfriend, because it was a summer fling for them. Who, speaking of girlfriend, I was not a fan of this character. And I could have had her killed off easily, because I do remember seeing a clip of how she just gets brutally murdered by one of the werewolves just going up in the attic or whatever, while in her bathing suit. Actually, no, it's not a bathing suit, it's just a bra and underwear. But yet, I let her live, because I was actually trying to get everyone to survive, and there are deaths in here, mainly for, like, the other family, who I cannot remember their name, unfortunately, because I'm very bad with names. This family here, yeah, they all died, except for the cop that, kidnapped the first two characters that we begin the game with, that were shown earlier in the game, who I also forgot their names. God, I really should have kept track with their names. Like I said, it's been like a couple of weeks since I had finished playing the game, and I'm a little overdue on making this review. But yeah, as for the counselors, the only ones that died that I failed to say, like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, there are times where I'm like, oh, snap, are they dead? Oh, okay, I saved them. Alright, we're good, I'm doing a good job so far. Ah, shit! Okay, I got him killed. There are at least 3 I had ended up getting killed, I believe. One was the guy I mentioned earlier, who, yeah, he probably deserved that, because it was his fault for them being stranded there in the first place because he wanted to not say goodbye to who he would hope to be his girlfriend, but no, it was just a summer fling to her. And then there was another character who, I cannot remember her name. She was a fun character. I did not mean to get her killed. I was trying to make sure she would not get killed, but there's a button where you're trying to, like, hold on, breathe, and just don't breathe, because if you breathe, the werewolves are gonna hear you. I tried not to let go. I didn't let go, but the timer ran out, and I just hauled ass, and she just got brutally killed, and I was like, God damn it! And I believe those were probably the only counters I ended up getting killed on accident. Everyone else survived, except for the one character who had to lose his hand from a werewolf that had bit him, and the other character from Detective Pikachu, I had to chop off his hand before it would get infected. But yeah, I liked most of the characters other than her, who I was not a fan of. I just didn't like her at all. And I could have easily had her killed, but yet I tried to keep her alive because I was trying to have all the counselors make it home safe. Unfortunately, I failed to do that at the end. I don't know if I had gotten the best ending, because the ending I got was, yeah, we killed the main werewolf, the white one, I believe. I have seen clips online where, oh, if you don't shoot the white werewolf, it's just gonna kill everyone there, and just kind of slightly like a bad ending. I don't know. I've watched certain clips of alternate choices. I didn't get to see how the girlfriend, but also the boyfriend, I'm just gonna call them that because I cannot remember their names. I didn't get to see that part, but I got to see it on YouTube once I checked out a couple of clips online. But as for me making the decisions for most of these characters, I think I was doing pretty alright, because I was like, okay, well, how would I feel in this situation? You know, yeah, I would feel this way, because, I'm not cool with that. It's definitely fun, unless you're a very indecisive person, which I kind of am an indecisive person sometimes, but I think I did alright, although I failed to get almost everyone home safe and sound from werewolves. Also, I'm surprised to see Sam Raimi's brother in this game. How was I not aware of that? Also, I didn't know that Dewey was in this game as well. But anyways, all my thoughts on the actual story, and if there are any good jump scares. There wasn't much. There was probably one or two jump scares I had, but overall, I had a good time playing this game. Anytime I would be having a conversation with the scary old lady, she brings up about her cards, and I'm like, wait, what cards? Wait, am I supposed to be finding cards? Eventually, a couple of chapters later, I then, oh, these cards, that's what they're talking about, and I have to choose which one to see what happens next in the future for a certain character, since I guess she's a bit of a fortune teller. Alright, there is something I forgot to mention. The werewolves. Yeah, they got scary looking designs, but the way people get turned into werewolves, I found it cool. I mean, at first I was like, damn, that person's dead, because once one of the characters turns into a werewolf as they would get bitten, it's kind of like a zombie or vampire type thing. If you get scratched or bit by a zombie, werewolf, vampire, you're gonna turn into them. But yeah, for the werewolf situation, once you're bit or scratched, it's gonna take a while for you to turn into a werewolf, and then you just blow up and turn into a freaking werewolf. It's pretty gory with the blood. But what surprised me was that by the next morning, they're reverted back to their regular selves. So I was thinking that they're dead as soon as they blow up and turn into a werewolf, but no. They just only like that for a full moon. That I definitely enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed most of the werewolf stuff in here. And yeah, as I mentioned, I was trying to protect all the counselors. I was like, damn it, one of them turned into a werewolf, damn it. I was doing so good trying to protect everybody, but yeah, I eventually, well, I almost tried saving everyone. Well, one of the counselors did turn into a werewolf, but yeah, they're fine. As for, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the boyfriend, who was named Jacob, as I was looking up images to, show photos of who I'm talking about, yeah, he got killed off in a prison cell. Oh well, he kinda had that coming. But yeah, it's a fun game. You're gonna notice some classic tropes you've seen in other movies, well, specifically slashers. But I had fun. I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10, and I did want to play it again, but unfortunately, I deleted it off my PlayStation because I needed to clear out storage. Why the storage problems have to be my arch nemesis? But it's fine, because I could download the game anytime I want. And it was definitely worth buying, because I got that game on a discount on the PlayStation Store for $9 only, and the game costed more than that. I believe it was probably $69, I think? I don't know, but point is, it was worth the discount. Like, I would call that a steal. But yeah, I was up late playing it, I had fun, I was just like, wow, I cannot believe I stayed up late playing this game, but definitely a memorable experience. Kind of bummed out I didn't get my reaction of me playing the game, but I might get a second chance of that. Sadly not with the Quarry, but with a similar game like the Quarry. But before I go on to moving that, so yeah, my overall thoughts, I had a good time playing the Quarry. I would definitely recommend playing it if you're a slasher horror fan. And if you have played the game, let me know your thoughts comments down below. What was your ending? Did you get a good ending, bad ending? I don't know if what I got was a good or bad ending. I would think it was a good ending. Just sadly didn't get everyone out alive as I hoped I would. I lost 2 counselors. So yeah, my rating will be an 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Now, as for me getting a second chance of getting my reaction to playing a game similar to this, so yeah, the last gameplay series I did on the channel was Spider-Man 2, and that was 2 years ago. The next one was supposed to be A Quiet Place Day 1. I meant to do that in October. I was a little busy at the time. I'll definitely be doing that in June, but that's after I play 2 certain games first. So here's what to expect for, I guess, the next 2 months from now. The next gameplay series, and I did already post this on my community page, and that is, I'm going to be playing Until Dawn for the first time in preparation for the movie coming out this Friday, even though that movie isn't adapting the actual game. Well, slightly. I don't know. If you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about, but it's still based off the game. But yeah, I'm basically going to be doing a gameplay series of me playing Until Dawn in preparation for the movie coming out. And then the next gameplay series after that will be The Last of Us Part 2. And I just realized that a new episode came out today for Season 2. And, oh dear God. They did the thing, did they? I'm assuming they did. I've not checked out Season 2 yet because I said I was going to play Part 2 first and then watch Season 2 after I finished The Last of Us Part 2. But yeah, this week I'm going to be playing Until Dawn, then sometime in May I'm going to be playing The Last of Us Part 2, and then in June I'll be playing A Quiet Place Day 1. I would have done it in October, but I figured June would fit because most of the Quiet Place films have came out in that month. Well, that's not true. It was only Day 1 that came out in June. The first one came out in April, then the second one came out in May. And I'm assuming Part 3 will probably come out in July, or in between April, May, and June. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for tomorrow, and hopefully I don't lose footage. I'm tempted to use Twitch, but I'm not taking any chances because I have shitty internet over here, so I'm gonna try to use my laptop. Hopefully it all goes well. If not, I'm gonna be upset. Oh no, I hope it all goes well, but anyways, and then that's all I shall say for the Quarry. I definitely should have taken notes. More importantly, I should have filmed this right away, but I was tired. I had stayed up late playing this horror game, and was it worth it? Yeah, it was. Did it costed me sleep? Yeah, point is, it was worth it. Worth the money, which costed me only $9, which was the discount. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out.